Imagine turning on your computer and loading an operating system that is specifically designed for security testing, penetration testing, and ethical hacking. Instead of being filled with everyday apps and distractions, it is focused, lightweight, fast, and built with powerful cybersecurity tools right from the start. This is the idea behind BackBox Linux. In 2026, BackBox Linux continues to stand as one of the most efficient and underrated penetration testing distributions available to security professionals, students, and ethical hackers around the world. While many people in cybersecurity immediately think about larger and more famous security distributions, BackBox quietly maintains a reputation for stability, simplicity, and speed. It is designed to give security professionals exactly what they need without unnecessary complexity, making it an excellent environment for learning ethical hacking as well as performing real-world security assessments. BackBox Linux is a security-focused Linux distribution built primarily for penetration testing, vulnerability analysis, and network security assessments. It is based on Ubuntu, which means it inherits the stability, compatibility, and massive package ecosystem that Ubuntu is known for. But unlike standard Ubuntu installations, BackBox strips away unnecessary software and focuses on delivering a clean, fast, and efficient system tailored for security professionals. The developers carefully curate the included tools to ensure that each one is relevant, maintained, and useful for ethical hacking tasks. This approach helps prevent the system from becoming bloated with hundreds of outdated or rarely used utilities, something that can happen with some other penetration testing distributions. One of the defining characteristics of BackBox Linux is its lightweight nature. Even in 2026, when operating systems and applications are becoming increasingly resource-heavy, BackBox remains surprisingly efficient. It typically runs on modest hardware without any problem, which makes it perfect for students and professionals who may be working on older laptops or virtual machines. The system uses the XFCE desktop environment, known for being both lightweight and highly customizable. XFCE provides a clean and simple interface that stays out of the way, allowing users to focus on their work rather than managing the operating system itself. When you first boot into BackBox Linux, you immediately notice how responsive the system feels. Applications open quickly, the interface is smooth, and the system consumes relatively little memory compared to many modern operating systems. This is not accidental. The BackBox development team intentionally designs the distribution to be minimal yet powerful. Every component is chosen with performance and usability in mind. This philosophy makes BackBox especially appealing for penetration testers who need a stable environment when running resource-intensive security tools. Another key advantage of BackBox Linux is its simplicity. Some penetration testing distributions include an overwhelming number of tools, sometimes reaching into the thousands. While having many tools can sound impressive, it can also make it difficult for beginners to know where to start. BackBox takes a more curated approach. It includes a focused set of high-quality tools that cover the most important areas of ethical hacking and cybersecurity. This makes the system easier to navigate and learn, especially for people who are new to penetration testing. The tools included in BackBox are organized into logical categories, which helps users quickly find what they need. These categories often include areas such as information gathering, vulnerability analysis, exploitation, privilege escalation, web application analysis, wireless security testing, and digital forensics. Each category contains tools that are widely used by security professionals. Because BackBox is based on Ubuntu, users also have access to Ubuntu's extensive software repositories, which means they can easily install additional tools whenever necessary. Information gathering is one of the first stages of ethical hacking, and BackBox provides several tools designed specifically for this purpose. These tools allow security testers to collect details about networks, systems, domains, and services. Information gathering might include identifying open ports, mapping network structures, discovering subdomains, and collecting publicly available data about a target system. This stage is crucial because the more information a penetration tester has, the easier it becomes to identify potential weaknesses. After gathering information, the next stage often involves vulnerability analysis. BackBox includes tools that help identify weaknesses in systems, software, and configurations. These vulnerabilities might exist in operating systems, web applications, databases, or network services. Vulnerability scanners can automatically detect known security flaws and misconfigurations that attackers might exploit. Ethical hackers use these tools to discover vulnerabilities before malicious actors do, allowing organizations to fix problems before they lead to breaches. Exploitation tools are another important part of the BackBox environment. Once a vulnerability has been discovered, penetration testers attempt to safely exploit it in order to demonstrate its impact. This process shows organizations how an attacker might gain unauthorized access or escalate. BackBox includes frameworks and utilities that help security professionals perform controlled exploitation in testing environments. These tools are extremely powerful and must be used responsibly, which is why ethical hacking always requires proper authorization and adherence to legal guidelines. Web application security is another area where BackBox excels. Modern organizations rely heavily on web applications, which means vulnerabilities in websites and online platforms can have serious consequences. BackBox includes tools for testing web applications for issues such as SQL injection, cross-site scripting, authentication weaknesses, and insecure configurations. These tools allow testers to simulate attacks in a controlled manner and identify weaknesses that developers need to fix. Wireless security testing is also supported in BackBox. Many organizations depend on wireless networks, and poorly secured Wi-Fi systems can be an easy target for attackers. BackBox provides tools that help ethical hackers analyze wireless networks, capture packets, test encryption strength, and identify vulnerabilities in wireless configurations. This type of testing helps organizations ensure that their wireless infrastructure is secure against unauthorized access. Another valuable capability provided by BackBox is digital forensics. When security incidents occur, investigators need tools that can analyze compromised systems and gather evidence. BackBox includes utilities for examining disk images, recovering deleted files, analyzing logs, and performing forensic investigations. These tools are essential for understanding how an attack happened and what actions were taken by an attacker. One of the reasons BackBox remains popular among security professionals is its strong emphasis on stability. Some penetration testing distributions are designed primarily for experimentation and rapid tool integration, which can occasionally lead to instability. BackBox, on the other hand, focuses heavily on reliability. Because it is based on Ubuntu long-term support releases, it benefits from well-tested packages and security updates. This makes it a dependable platform for professional security assessments where stability is critical. Another strength of BackBox Linux is its clean user interface. The XFCE desktop environment provides a traditional layout that most users find intuitive. The application menu organizes security tools into categories, making navigation straightforward even for beginners. Users can quickly launch tools for network scanning, password analysis, or web testing without needing to search through complicated menus. Customization is another advantage of the BackBox environment. Because it is built on Ubuntu, users can modify the system extensively to suit their workflow. They can install additional packages, configure desktop themes, adjust system performance settings, and integrate other cybersecurity tools. This flexibility allows professionals to tailor the environment for specific types of security testing or research projects. Virtualization is also commonly used with BackBox Linux. Many cybersecurity professionals run BackBox inside virtual machines using software such as VirtualBox or VM. Running BackBox in a virtual environment allows users to create safe testing labs where they can practice penetration testing techniques without affecting real networks. Virtual labs are an excellent way for beginners to develop their skills while minimizing risk. Learning ethical hacking requires a combination of theory and practical experimentation. BackBox Linux provides a perfect environment for this type of hands-on learning. Students can set up practice labs, run vulnerability scanners, test exploitation frameworks, and explore different security tools. Because the system is lightweight, it performs well even when running inside virtual machines on modest hardware. Another reason many cybersecurity learners appreciate BackBox is that it encourages understanding rather than automation. Some security distributions include extremely automated tools that perform complex attacks with minimal user interaction. While automation can be useful, it may also prevent beginners from learning how attacks actually work. BackBox's curated toolset encourages users to understand each step of the penetration testing process. In 2026, cybersecurity threats continue to grow in complexity and scale. Organizations face constant risks from ransomware, data breaches, phishing campaigns, and advanced persistent threats. Ethical hackers play a critical role in defending against these threats by proactively identifying weaknesses in systems and networks. Tools like those included in BackBox Linux enables security professionals to simulate real-world attacks in order to strengthen defenses. Another important aspect of the BackBox project is its community. The distribution is supported by a group of developers and security professionals who contribute to maintaining and improving the platform. Community members share tutorials, documentation, and research related to penetration testing and cybersecurity. This collaborative environment helps new users learn more quickly and allows experienced professionals to exchange knowledge. Open source philosophy is also central to BackBox Linux. The majority of tools included in the distribution are open source, which means their code can be examined, modified, and improved by the community. Open source security tools promote transparency and collaboration. Researchers can verify how tools work internally and contribute improvements that benefit everyone. Installation of BackBox Linux is relatively straightforward. Users can download the installation image and either install it directly on hardware or run it as a live system from a USB drive. The live mode allows users to explore the environment without modifying their existing operating system. This is particularly useful for beginners who want to try the platform before committing to a full installation. Running BackBox from a USB drive can also be useful for security professionals who need a portable toolkit. A bootable USB containing BackBox allows testers to quickly access their tools on different machines during authorized security assessments. Because the system is lightweight, it can run smoothly even when booted from external storage. Security updates are another important aspect of any operating system used for cybersecurity work. BackBox benefits from Ubuntu's package management system, which makes updating software simple and reliable. Users can easily install updates to ensure that their security tools and system components remain current. Keeping tools updated is critical because cybersecurity techniques evolve constantly. Performance optimization is also noticeable in since the distribution avoids unnecessary background services and heavy graphical effects. More system resources remain available for security tools. This can be especially important when running resource-intensive tasks such as password cracking, network scanning, or large vulnerability scans. Another interesting feature of BackBox is its focus on usability. Many security tools can be complex and intimidating, especially for newcomers. BackBox attempts to organize these tools in a way that reduces confusion. Categories, menu structures, and system defaults are carefully configured to create a smoother learning curve. Ethical hacking itself is an important concept to understand when discussing BackBox Linux. Ethical hackers are security professionals who use the same techniques as malicious attackers, but with permission and for defensive purposes. Their goal is to identify weaknesses so that organizations can fix them before real attackers exploit them. Ethical hacking must always be conducted legally and with proper authorization. Penetration testing engagements typically follow a structured methodology. The process often begins with planning and authorization, followed by reconnaissance, scanning, exploitation, and reporting. BackBox Linux provides tools that support each stage of this workflow. After completing tests, ethical hackers create detailed reports explaining the vulnerabilities they discovered and recommending solutions. Documentation and reporting are critical parts of professional penetration testing. Discovering vulnerabilities is only part of the job. Security professionals must clearly explain the risks and provide guidance on how to fix problems. While BackBox focuses primarily on technical tools, users can also install documentation software and reporting utilities to support this process. Another reason BackBox remains relevant in 2026 is its balance between power and simplicity. Some cybersecurity environments attempt to include every possible tool, which can lead to complexity and clutter. BackBox focuses on delivering a streamlined experience where tools are carefully selected and organized. For cybersecurity students, BackBox Linux provides a practical introduction to the tools used by professionals. Universities and training programs sometimes use BackBox in security courses because it offers a stable and manageable learning environment. Students can practice network scanning, vulnerability discovery, and basic exploitation techniques while gaining familiarity with Linux systems. Linux knowledge itself is an essential skill in cybersecurity. Many servers, networking devices, and security appliances run Linux or Linux-based systems. By using BackBox Linux, students naturally gain experience with command line tools, package management, system configuration, and scripting. Automation and scripting can also be integrated into the BackBox workflow. Security professionals often write scripts to automate repetitive tasks, analyze large datasets, or integrate multiple tools. Since BackBox supports common scripting languages like Bash and Python, it can easily become a customized cybersecurity workstation. Another advantage of BackBox Linux is that it can be combined with other cybersecurity platforms and lab environments. For example, users can build virtual networks containing intentionally vulnerable machines and then use BackBox to test them. These practice labs help learners understand how vulnerabilities are discovered and exploited. The cybersecurity field continues to evolve rapidly, and tools must constantly adapt to new technologies. Cloud computing, Internet of Things, devices, and artificial intelligence systems have introduced new types of security challenges. BackBox Linux remains flexible enough to support research in these emerging areas because users can easily install additional tools and frameworks. Ultimately, BackBox Linux represents a philosophy of efficiency in cybersecurity. Instead of overwhelming users with endless software packages, it provides a focused environment that emphasizes speed, stability, and practical usability. For many ethical hackers, this simplicity becomes a major advantage. In the landscape of penetration testing distributions available in 2026, BackBox stands as a powerful yet lightweight option that deserves far more attention than it often receives. Its combination of Ubuntu stability, curated security tools, and efficient performance makes it an excellent platform for both learning and professional work. For beginners entering the cybersecurity field, BackBox offers a manageable starting point that avoids unnecessary complexity. For experienced professionals, it provides a stable environment where security tools run smoothly and reliably, whether used in virtual labs, educational settings, or real-world security assessments. BackBox Linux continues to demonstrate that powerful cybersecurity platforms do not need to be heavy or complicated. As cyber threats continue to evolve and organizations seek stronger defenses, ethical hacking tools and platforms will remain essential. BackBox Linux proves that a lightweight system can still deliver professional-level capabilities by focusing on performance, usability, and carefully selected tools. BackBox has earned its place among the most practical, ethical hacking environments available today.